It's 9:30 a.m. and the market has just opened. For some, the ringing of the 9:30 bell is a transport to financial freedom, while for others, the ringing of the bell is a cruel reminder of their inability to master the market. What distinguishes those who can consistently pull money out of the stock market from those who keep giving their money back each and every day? Typically, losing traders are on an endless search for their holy grail. They log on to Google on a daily basis looking for new indicators, black box trading systems, and gurus that promise untold riches in 30 days. Each day trying something new with absolutely no change to their bottom line at the end of the day. On the other hand, successful traders recognize that the legend of the Holy Grail cannot be found in an indicator. It's not in a trading system or some recognized guru. Instead, they have learned to be successful in the stock market, you need to be able to be focused, disciplined, and have full control of your emotions. In other words, successful traders have learned how to develop a trader's mindset. You see, as we perceive a trading setup, the trading committee inside of our minds begins to have a conversation about the future result of that setup. No one escapes the verdict of the committee. However, learning to control that trading committee is the key to success. Having a trader's mindset allows you to control the inner dialogue that occurs before, during, and after any trade. So who's winning the internal dialogue of your trading committee? If you're not in control of your emotions, you've already lost before you sit down at the computer each and every day. This is because you have not learned how to deal with your emotions. Thus, you are setting yourself up for failure because you will begin a routine pattern of trading out of fear. You see, we've all been there. We've all taken the time to develop effective trading system, high probability trading setups, and we sit down at the computer and we wait for certain criteria to happen. And as the market begins to develop and the setup begins to develop, we hesitate. Why is that? Or you're in a trade and you have your defined targets and your defined exit. Yet as the market doesn't do exactly what you want, you trade out, locking in small profits or trying to protect a big loss, when in reality the trade would have worked out fine had you let it work out. You found a successful trading system, so why are you still not profitable? Fear can cloud your judgment. Fear can keep you from seeing those high probability trading setups that you've been researching. How many times have you seen a pattern after it's already over? Fear can also prevent you from seeing those ticks, those movements that are going against you, and keep you focusing on those few ticks that are in your favor and allowing you to take a larger loss than necessary. Fear is probably the number one roadblock to developing a trader's mindset. So how do we overcome our fears? Well, as they say, the first step to overcoming your fear is admitting your fears. You have to know what exactly you are afraid of. Dr. Randy Howe came up with 9 fears that dominate the trading dialogue. The first fear is the fear of uncertainty, and this fear causes hesitation. This is that part of your mind that says, this is the first time that trading setup is not going to work, and you begin to hesitate and the trade moves on without you. And that ties in with the second fear, is the fear of loss. Again, this is the first time this trade's not going to work out. The last time I followed this setup, I took a loss, and thus you hesitate and you fail to pull the trigger. Yet on the other side, we have the third fear, which is the fear of missing out. And that's where we take impulse, we chase the market a little bit, or we take our exit a little bit too soon. I didn't get filled the last time, so I'm going to raise this up a tick. I'm going to ignore the rules of the system and force the trade. Our next fear has to deal with the urgency to make up for a prior loss, otherwise known as revenge trading. As soon as you get stopped out, the market immediately turns in your favor and you want to catch it. Again, want to miss out. You see how these fears overlap? We also have the fear of not being right, making a mistake. Well, the first question is, who are you afraid of being wrong to? Yourself? Family members, friends, who are you afraid of being wrong for? And then we have the fear of inadequacy. Had I prepared enough? If I can just acquire a little more knowledge, a new system, a new indicator, I'll do better next time. Which usually leads to a fear of self-sabotage, blowing your account up, that revenge trading, where you know you should have stops, you know that you should have risk management techniques, yet you fear of missing out on a home run, fear of taking a big loss, you just hold on forever, and that big loss turns into an account-blowing loss. And finally, we have a fear of success or failure, or more importantly, a fear of growth and change. You know, people don't like to get out of their comfort zone. And success can lead to a change. Failure can lead to a change. That fear of change can control the trader's dialogue. So, which of these fears are you dealing with? The number one job of a trader is to recognize the opportunities that the market presents each day and then apply the right trading strategy. Remember, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing and expecting a different result. As you address your fears, you need to be able to answer the question, what have you done that will help you perceive, decide, and act better in the stock market? By recognizing your fears and how they affect your trading, you can move from being an impulse trader to a rules-based trader. This is the next step to overcoming our fears. To be a consistent trader in the stock market, you must level the playing field by developing a trading plan that matches the investment goals that you have with your risk tolerance. Once you develop this trading system, you're ready to begin the final step to overcoming your fears. Practice, practice, practice. Successful traders understand that you have to work just as hard before the market opens and after the market closes as you do during market hours. Lou Holtz defines pressure as having to deal with something you haven't prepared for. If you take the time to backtest your system, you will learn which setups have a high probability for success, and you'll be able to distinguish between high and low risk trades. So, how do we overcome our fears? First, recognize which fears you're dealing with. Second, develop a personalized trading plan. So often traders go out and buy someone else's trading plan, or they get in a room trying to implement somebody else's trading plan, but those rules may not be in tune with who you are as a trader. Are you willing to take that stop that this system is asking you for? Are you willing to trade the number of times the system requires you to in order to be profitable at the end of the day? That is so important, that not only to have a trading plan, but to make sure you have a trading plan that's tailored to who you are as a trader. And finally, practice, practice, practice. In the end, it doesn't really matter if you find a new indicator, if you purchase a new trading system, if you join a new trading room, or even if you're able to recognize a high probability trading setup, if you don't pull the trigger. And the number one reason traders avoid trading and avoid pulling the trigger is fear. So I'm going to end with asking you the same question. What have you done to address your fears? What have you done that's going to help you perceive the market better? Not based upon impulses, not based upon your fears, but what have you done that's going to help you perceive the market and then decide what's the best strategy for what you perceive? Finally, not only do you have to perceive and see a trading setup forming, not only do you have to decide what's the best strategy to apply to this setup, you have to act. What have you done to build the psychological capital to act upon your trading plan? When you can answer those questions, you have truly overcome your fears and you're on your way to being a successful trader. So go ahead, right below this video, we have a Facebook comment section. Go ahead and post your feedback, any questions you have about overcoming your fears as a trader. And you can also sign up right below also to receive notification on when our next video is going to be available. Thanks, guys, and I'll see you next time.